Hello, and welcome to the City of Waterloo's public information meeting for the LaPorte Road, Hess Road Traffic and Corridor Study. This study, being completed by AECom, will review the existing conditions of this important corridor and make recommendations for improvements. The purpose of this meeting is to inform the public about the project and to gather input from the community on the issues in the corridor, issues such as access problems or traffic issues, and to see what the community is looking for along this roadway. I'll provide a brief overview of the project, giving an update on the current project status and schedule, as well as letting you, the public, know how you can be involved in this project. The LaPorte Road, Hess Road project begins just north of the Shaulis Road intersection and extends north approximately 2.5 miles to Hawthorne Avenue. The south end of the project will tie into the roadway improvements being planned as part of the construction of the Lost Island theme park. From there, LaPorte Road passes by Crossroads Mall and a large commercial area along LaPorte Road, ending where LaPorte Road intersects with US 218. This photo shows Hess Road looking north from the south end of the project. This photo looks south towards the Shaulis Road intersection that will be reconstructed as part of the Shaulis Road reconstruction project. Note the bicyclists using the gravel shoulder on the side of the roadway. This picture shows Hess Road as it goes beneath the US 20 bridges. This picture of LaPorte Road, looking north from between Bopp and Grimm Streets, shows the high number of driveways, side road intersections, and the lack of pedestrian accommodation in the corridor. The intersection of San Bernardino Drive and LaPorte Road is the busiest along this corridor and one of the busiest in all of Waterloo. This picture shows the intersection of LaPorte Road with Ridgeway Avenue. The existing roadway becomes a 4-lane undivided from this point north to Mitchell Avenue. This picture is fairly typical of the roadway section between Ridgeway Avenue and Mitchell Avenue, with limited sidewalk and pedestrian accommodation, utilities in the corridor, and a 4-lane undivided roadway section. This picture shows the Mitchell Avenue intersection with LaPorte Road. This is a complicated signal system that is tied directly in with the US 218 intersection with Mitchell Avenue. This last picture shows the US 218 slip ramp from southbound 218 to LaPorte Road and the connection to the frontage road near Cadillac Lanes. The goals of the LaPorte Road Hess Road project are to provide a safe and efficient roadway corridor, to provide access to businesses and residents, to encourage economic development throughout the area, to provide for all users using a complete streets approach, focusing on mass transit, pedestrians, and bicycles, in addition to vehicular traffic, and to enhance the corridor through street lighting, streetscaping, and aesthetic improvements. The traffic study for this project is already underway, with traffic counts being completed in October. These counts, along with plans for future development in the area, will be used to develop future traffic volumes, which will be used for the final roadway configurations. The environmental study is also underway. This study will review impacts to the built and natural environment in the area and will look for ways to minimize these impacts. The preliminary plans for the project will be developed based on recommendations of the traffic study that is ongoing, as well as on input we receive from the public through this virtual public meeting. On the next few slides, we will be showing some typical sections that we anticipate being options for use along the corridor. This 31-foot typical section would most likely be used in the area south of Crossroads, where the traffic is lowest and there are no driveways. This section would include a 10-foot shared use path along the west side of the roadway. Where there are side road intersections, the typical section would widen out to 49 feet in order to include a raised median with left turn lanes at each side road intersection. This 3-lane section with a continuous left turn lane will be used in areas south of San Bernardino where there are a high number of driveways and side road intersections. This typical continues to show the 10-foot shared use path. This 5-lane section with a continuous left turn lane is anticipated to be used around the San Bernardino Drive intersection, where there are numerous driveways and side road intersections to accommodate. This typical also shows the 10-foot shared use path along with a 5-foot sidewalk on the east side of the roadway. This typical section could also be used between Ridgeway Avenue and Mitchell Avenue if traffic volumes show a need for the 5-lane section. This typical section is expected to be used between Ridgeway Avenue and Mitchell Avenue if projected volumes are low enough. The sidewalk on the east side of the roadway would only be constructed in areas where there are businesses to serve. The shared use path would be constructed in all areas south of Mitchell Avenue. The next few slides will be showing some aerial views of key locations along the project. This is an overall map of the LaPorte Road and Hess Road corridor with the existing pavement highlighted in yellow. The proposed roundabout at Shaulis Road is shown. This is being constructed along with Shaulis Road to accommodate the Lost Island theme park that is under construction. This project begins near the Lost Island Water Park and will tie into the roundabout being proposed for the intersection of Shaulis Road and Hess Road. This area of LaPorte Road has grown considerably in the last few years as hotels have been built to serve the casino and Lost Island. This area will likely have a 3 or 5-lane section with continuous left turn lane. As was mentioned earlier, the San Bernardino intersection is the busiest along the corridor and has some fairly significant congestion during busy peak hours. This intersection will be reviewed to determine the best intersection type to handle the traffic flows. This could be a signalized intersection with additional turn lanes, but other options, including a roundabout, will also be evaluated. At the Ridgeway Avenue intersection, the existing roadway changes from a 5-lane section with turn lanes to a 4-lane undivided roadway. Depending on the results of the traffic study, this area may be reconstructed as a 3-lane or a 5-lane section with a continuous left turn lane. The shared use path and sidewalk will be constructed on both sides of the roadway through this area. Where possible, the existing frontage road could be removed to provide more room for pedestrian and bicyclist accommodation. Much of the frontage road has already been given to the businesses along the corridor. In this area, again, we anticipate a 3 or 5-lane roadway with left turn lanes, depending on the traffic study recommendations. The north end of the project is near Byron Avenue, where US 218 has a slip ramp exit to LaPorte Road. This area will be reviewed for safety improvements that could be implemented for this exit area. The City of Waterloo has received over $5.5 million of state grants for construction and design of this project. The city is also considering other funding options, including build grants, to fund the remainder of the project. The first construction package for this project, the south end near Lost Island Water Park, is tentatively scheduled for construction during the 2022 construction season. Other packages will be scheduled as funding becomes available. Additional information will be available for this project on the project Facebook page at facebook.com/LaPorte Hess Road and also on the City of Waterloo's website at cityofwaterlooiowa.com/LaPorte Road. These sites will be kept up to date with the most current information as it becomes available. We would appreciate if you would provide any comments you have on this corridor by December 15th. These can be emailed to laporteroad@waterloo-ia.org. Comments can be placed online via Facebook or the city website, or can be sent by regular mail to the city engineer. In addition, if you're interested in being part of the stakeholders team for this project, please let us know in your comments. The stakeholders team will meet approximately every 3 to 4 months to review the project status and provide input to the design team. The city will be selecting a handful of interested citizens to serve on this team. Thank you for viewing the virtual public meeting for the LaPorte Road, Hess Road Traffic and Corridor Study.